they got properties which were valued at 16.9 million, and they sold it to themselves for a little under 2.3 million. Let's talk about the Ball family case. It's a case about a pretty wealthy family in the Isle of Wight, and they had a company that owned a number of holiday homes. Two of the members of the family took over the company, and they got properties which were valued at 16.9 million, and they sold it to themselves for a little under 2.3 million. Understandably, other members of the family weren't too happy about this because the assets of the family business had been stripped and given to specific members of the family, so they issued a court case against them. A bit like in other cases, or in a lot of other cases, they issued proceedings which included an unfair prejudice petition on behalf of themselves for their shares to be purchased at a reasonable price based on the proper valuation of the properties, and two claims which were on behalf of the company. They were derivative actions. Now, just to remind you, a derivative action is a court case brought by a shareholder who asks the court to give them permission to act on behalf of the company. Now, the interesting thing about this Ball family case, this Isle of Wight case, is that one of the great advantages of derivative actions is that the person bringing the derivative action can get an indemnity of their costs from the company. So the court can order that the company pays the costs of the action being brought. Even if you're a sole shareholder and you're only acting on behalf of the company with the court's permission, the court will say your costs must be covered by the company. What a very, very useful thing to have. The decision to provide an indemnity for costs for derivative actions is at the discretion of the court, and they will look at four things. They'll say, is the action actually for the benefit of the company? Makes sense. Is it a reasonable action? That is it an action that actually has a chance of winning, that directors of the company probably would have brought themselves? The court will also want to know if the claimant is acting in good faith. Is the claim being brought by the claimant on behalf of the company for genuine reasons, not just, for example, to make somebody's life difficult? The fourth one is, does the person bringing the derivative action have any personal stake in winning the claim? Now, this, unfortunately, is where the parties acting on the Ball family fell down, because they brought an unfair prejudice petition along with their derivative actions, so clearly they had a personal stake in these proceedings going ahead and being successful. And it was for that reason that in this particular case, even though it seems to me like it was a pretty decent case, probably brought for good reasons, that's why the claimants didn't get an indemnity for the derivative action parts of their case. It's because they'd mixed it with an unfair prejudice petition, and clearly their interests were personal, not just on behalf of the company. So there you go. If you are bringing a derivative action, be very careful that you don't mix it with a personal action yourself. Make that strategic decision early on. If you are going to bring a derivative claim, you have the benefit of a potential indemnity. You must go to the court to ask permission to bring the derivative action, and after that permission has been granted is when you should ask for your indemnity. I hope that's been helpful. If you are a shareholder in a company and you'd like to bring an action, you feel like you've been wronged and you want to recover damages for actions done to you, then please get in touch. Getting in touch is easy. You just go to the website, press the book a meeting button. That takes you through to my calendar. You can book a 30-minute meeting with me, which is absolutely free. Alternatively, drop us an email, give us a call, or leave a comment or question in the space under this video. It'd be great to hear from you.